Okay. Okay. Good evening, everybody. This is Monday, the 15th of May, 2023, year of our Lord. You're here on the Amazing Great Sports Network on a special series because, well, all of the second round playoffs are over. And we're here to discuss the game that occurred yesterday, the Philadelphia 76ers against the Boston Celtics, and what happened. So, let's just get right down to it. Well, the Philadelphia 76ers once again fell to the Boston Celtics in a Game 7 yesterday, 112-88. It was the 21st meeting of the two teams, of which Boston has won 15. For the last 5 years, Philly has not won a season series or a playoff series against Boston. Yesterday, Jason Tatum went off for 51 points. He scored the first points of the game with a dunk where he went through and over the entire 76er team. Tatum scored 11 points in the first quarter, 14 more in the second, 17 in the third, and 9 in the fourth. In comparison, James Harden and Joel Embiid combined for just 24 points, less than half of what Tatum scored alone. Embiid was 0 for 4 from the three-point line, and Harden was 1 for 5. Ouch. Jason Tatum killed the Sixers, but as bad as that is, this is going to hurt even more. Jason Tatum could have been a Philadelphia 76er. With the second pick in the 2017 draft, Philadelphia chose Markelle Fultz instead of Jason Tatum. And if I want to add insult to injury, I might bring up that the previous year, the Sixers chose Ben Simmons instead of Jaylen Brown. Yes, that Jaylen Brown, the guy on the Celtics, who with Jason Tatum has carved up Philadelphia over the last 5 years. So it could have, should have, and would have been Jaylen Brown, Joel Embiid, and Jason Tatum all on the same team. The three J's in the Philadelphia dynasty with a team consisting of Brown, Embiid, and Tatum. You could have mailed the Larry O'Brien trophy to Philadelphia for the last 4 years and for the next 5. But the Sixers blew it. The only thing that Embiid has to show for his time in Philly is an MVP award. It should have gone to Jason Tatum and a pair of bad knees. What does this mean? All of this means that it is time for Embiid to get out and win something while he can. Joel, the trio of you, Jalen, and Jason is still achievable. Demand a trade out of Philadelphia to Boston. Now, the NBA is not going to let the Celtics beat the Fakers, even if they do make it to the finals. Boston may be the best team in the NBA, but it's never going to happen. LeBron is NBA's trail horse, and they're going to ride him for all they can this season. In the offseason, Boston will recognize the absolute need for you, the missing piece. It will be your turn and your time to make the move. Take a no-holds-barred approach because even the NBA will try to block it. The power broker, Adam Silver, is the NBA's Vince McMahon, and he loves being able to determine who's going over. But if you get to Boston, there is no way that any team, even with the referees trying to sway the game, could stop Boston and the juggernaut that they would become. You would upset the dynamic so much that the NBA would look foolish trying to tamper with the play. So, Joel, this is your life, brother. Go to Boston and become the wrecking crew that Philadelphia should have had. For the franchises of Boston and Philadelphia, with this trade, both Boston and Philly, by virtue of the Celtics' number 1 and number 2 draft picks for the next 4 years, become the new power brokers in the NBA, superseding Adam Silver, the Heat, and the Lakers. This is your time to grab hold of the reins and steer the NBA back to respectability. What do I mean by that? Well, last Friday, the Los Angeles Lakers shot 24 more free throws than the defending NBA champions, the Golden State Warriors. An LA bench player shot as many free throws as Steph Curry did the entire game in half the minutes. Now, this buffoonery is not lost on the American public, and your product is suffering. The NBA, instead of expanding, you are contracting. So much so that you took on organized gambling as a partner to increase revenue. Well, that's not a good idea. It is time for a big change for the NBA, the players, and the franchise. Well, there's your team right there.